Welcome to this great panel. It's a pleasure having you all, and thanks for turning up and sharing your expertise. Today, maybe the topic is topic that everyone talks about. It's gone to a few higher levels in the past few years. I mean, the past year significantly as well. Today, the topic is AI or GeoAI, everything to do with the geospatial technologies in the context of artificial intelligence, and seeing how AI is affecting the geospatial industry. And obviously, we have here a great esteemed panel that kind of has different expertise from the government sector and the private sector and global international bodies as well. So I will kick it off. We're starting with a few. There are a few points that I would really like us to kind of steer the conversation around. And the first point is basically a general one on AI and how is AI today shaping the geospatial industry? What is the view of governments nowadays using AI and adopting it into different workflows that kind of shape this industry today? Now, I understand that obviously we come from different geospatial backgrounds. We kind of adopt geospatial and GIS or geographic information systems in different ways across the panel. So I'm gonna kick a start with a couple of sentences from each person and shape it as you go. So I'll start maybe with Spandan. If you can kick this conversation going with AI and the effect of it on geospatial industry.
Thank you. I believe that we just started to see the evolution of artificial intelligence and the true impact of AI into different workflows today. And the next decade is going to be very important because it will be driven by AI. We all know, we are from the same industry, we all know that location intelligence has never been more important than now. So we have been seeing some use cases where AI has been used for real-time analytics, for predictive analysis, for public safety and security, smart cities, you name, health sector, agriculture, business optimization, emergency response. So all this have been impacted by AI. And I believe that AI and GeoAI especially, having location intelligence can augment a smoother decision making, services for the public, and operational workflows. It can highly enhance operational workflows in a greater extent.
Great. I mean, yes, indeed, AI has had this great impact on all our jobs. To be honest, great points. And I'll just move it on to Richard, coming from the Open Geospatial Consortium side of things, or the OGC, the standardization body of geospatial sector. Richard, any thoughts on the effect of AI on the geospatial and how you create standards, shape standards nowadays?
Yeah, of course. So yeah, thank you for hosting us, Adel. So just quick introduction. Adel used to be my colleague at ESRI, so we worked very closely together. So yeah, actually we are living in a world of speed now. Everything needs to, everything is moving fast, especially AI is shaping and reshaping things and doing things differently. With that, what I mean by speed is that generating data used to require sending a big amount of resources on site, using equipments, and this might take months and sometimes years to do that, especially when you're planning, an agriculture, census, or you're planning a population census, or you're doing, a nationwide data collection. This requires a lot of time and effort and preparation. So AI is really helping speeding up things and also saving a lot of costs on government and organization. And I think we're moving to a world also. Even AI will not only be something that us as a human will be training the models. Even AI will be generating and training the model to be available to extract features. So AI will be embedded from data training and machine learning. So yeah, that's all from my side.
Thanks, Richard. Yes, indeed. I mean, the Gen AI is also kicking started, but I'm not going to get started on Gen AI and the effect of it yet. But yes, it's been accelerated massively. I'll move it quickly just in order to Kiran as well from Garudalytics. Can you also have a little brief about Garudalytics?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And first of all, thank you for hosting us. So, let introduce the Garudalytics and what we do actually. Garudalytics is a geospatial AI startup and specialized to extract insights from location data to solve real world problem using location intelligence and artificial intelligence. So, as a trending today, like Gen AI and GeoAI, the trending technologies. So we introduced voice and large NLP powered geospatial platform such as Garudalytics Smart Mapping are gaining more customer tractions. So the reason behind that, the remove the complete interim data preparation manual task, reduce the manual interventions, increase the faster and data accuracy, and easy to way operatable platform. We introduced this voice enabled platform. So here you can just to say hi Garuda, and immediately Garuda can also talk to you like hi Kiran, how can I assist you? And you can say okay, identify the how much crop yield we are getting of this particular cropland, or you can ask the question like okay, can you process this data and generate the dashboard for me, or you can ask system to okay, can you validate this data and let me know what are the properties are paid the tax or not. So if you see all the aspects, uh, people who don't know about the geospatial, because one of the lack of the skilled forces in AI geospatial AI side, so bridge that gap also, we introduce this voice and NLP enabled geospatial platform.
Lovely. Lovely. So lots of touches here on NLP, reducing manual interventions and using voice-enabled, basically voice to text and doing stuff with text afterwards. Great points, and we're going to touch on that as well, specifically on workflows in a minute. But I'll just move it on quickly to Halla. Last but not least, obviously, the team at Dubai Municipality. Obviously, Dubai Municipality has a big GIS center that does a lot of GIS-related workflows, kind of does lots of services for the rest of the government of Dubai. And there's a huge emphasis on GII and the way it transforms a lot of the workflows and automates and updates base maps and all the kind of 2D and 3D data of Dubai as an emirate. So I'll move it on to Halla, to you. And again, the question is AI and how do you see it transforming GIS, or at least now we're talking from a government sector, how does it transform your workflows within the municipality?
Good morning. Thank you for hosting us. So, as everyone knows, the world is more connected than ever, and we have access a huge amount of geospatial data. But how do we make sense of all this information? That's where the GeoAI comes in. So, by combining the AI techniques like machine learning and deep learning with geospatial data, we can analyze patterns and predict outcomes that were previously impossible.
Thanks, Halla. So it's indeed that geospatial data, as you all would know, is very complicated. It's complex data. It's not like tabular data. There's a lot of lots of details that goes into it. It's not just physical and geospatial. It's attributable as well, and not just that. Also works in space and time. So there are so many dimensions to geospatial data. Now, my next question is on how do you use this data, this geospatial data, apply GeoAI to it, kind of go into or delve deeper into your applications, into workflows, as you mean. So I will just go first to Spandan on the question of what is it? What's a typical workflow that has been transformed, and then that's a brief example of some specific workflow that you've seen, or a trend that you've seen being implemented in your domain before, where GeoAI has come with specific algorithms, specific sort of intervention that kind of helped, again, reduce time, increase productivity, or automate a process that hasn't been automated before, or again, like Halla was saying, extract patterns and trends that weren't uncovered before that helped kind of increase productivity and time. So Spandan, down to you.
As we have all iterated that we are living in an interconnected world, and geospatial intelligence, it plays a very big role in this world. So what we have done, we have seen like geospatial data is huge, and how to make sense of it, how to process it in an effective way, and how to create an algorithm to make a predictive model. If we can understand the data, if we can understand the pattern, we can predict the future. So what we have done, we have a particular use case that has been done for Dubai Police, and Dubai Police have announced this, that they are using AI to reduce crime in Dubai. And we are proud that we were part of that journey. So we have a product called IntelPol, Intelligent Policing, which is a predictive analysis for crimes, and which we implemented in Dubai Police to identify the past pattern of the crimes and to predict the future. Uh, and we also suggest the patrol routes. We have integrated this system to the CCTV cameras that Dubai have. We have integrated the system to the 999 system that they have. We have integrated the system to the AVL, all the patrol cars that are moving. So that is one particular use case that has been implemented and that has been very successful. And having AI models, having machine learning models behind, the success rate has been growing. That's what we have seen. Apart from that, we also did a accident prediction solution where we can predict accidents, we can predict road segments where they're prone to accidents, and the reason for the accident and what preventive countermeasures that the government can take to reduce accidents. So whether to put a speed camera, whether to put a petrol vehicle, whether to create a warning, if there is weather impacts, how to handle that. So we have created that solution too. The other one is a strategic foresight solution that we did. Like data. Data is huge. So data is everywhere. So how to make sense of that data, how to make sense of the data that is publicly available and privately available to the government, and how the global incidents are going to impact UAE or Dubai in particular, because it's a cosmopolitan city, how it is going to impact socially, politically, and economically. So this is a strategic foresight solution that we created using NLP, LLM, and machine learning models for Dubai government. Dubai has been the forerunner into this. They have invested a lot in technology. They are initiating, or they are the front runners in technology. So we are very happy to be part of this journey. And as I see, we are just at the start of understanding how AI can impact daily life and how Geo AI can impact everybody's lives at this time.
Lovely. So public safety, we're saying public safety, and I'll say congestion analysis and transportation analysis, predicting
Exactly.
traffic. Which, yeah, I mean, you're this is the kind of stuff that kind of really changes a lot in our lives, because this is here saving lives. So with accident prediction and understanding the patterns and the space-time sort of movement of accidents, and understanding all the attributes behind it, what causes the accidents, all the elements that are factored in it. Working in the discriminant analysis side of things is very interesting, and obviously the Dubai police work that you've mentioned on predicting crime patterns. In the end of the day, incidents happen, and you're saying attributes and things that kind of impact that are kind of go into consideration to kind of come up with a model that maps those dependent variables to kind of identify that independent variable in the end. Great work. I'm very interested in, again, saving lives is the key here. Now, I'll just move it on to Richard on the standards side of things. Everyone talks a lot about AI, about the, I guess all our big worries are movies like Terminator movies and iRobot movies where AI is going to take over. But the idea here is how do we bring structure to this community? Understand, obviously, the work of OGC is kind of very focused on testing new technologies, bringing them up onto a standard form or format that people use it. How do you control that, and how, I mean, I'm talking here on workflows in general as an organization, but how do you see that across government organizations you work with and people that come on your test beds to kind of contribute to your standards? Is that, again, your thoughts on the topic?
As we all know, AI rely on data, and the more you have data, the more you have historical data, and the more you have different sources of authoritative data. That's the most important keyword here, authoritative data, because everyone today is using ChatGPT. That the public available ChatGPT, it's definitely helping and streamlining the workflows and the work that we're doing today. But when you are a government entity, you need to have your own data and train your AI model on your own authoritative source of data. So because the public and the policymakers rely on your data. With that being said, OGC work is to build standards in order to increase interoperability and increase collaboration. So if you have the land administration department, you have the defense and intelligence, you have the census department, you have all the different government entities. How do they talk to each other? How they can collaborate? So OGC brings all these government and even bring private sector together, and we build working groups that they can sit and collaborate and work on standards to enhance such interoperability between different entities. By breaking this barrier between the different datas and having a secure way of sharing data and a standard format of sharing this data and a secure format, definitely you'll break this barrier and you'll have more data and can enhance your AI model to have better prediction and also to enhance better policy making, to enhance the livability of your citizens and to enhance increase education, to increase healthcare and whatnot, reduce poverty. And we are all seeing now SDG. So SDG, the Sustainable Development Goal, relies on different source of data. So our job as OGC is to bring all experts and break those barriers, even break those barriers by building standards so different systems can talk to each other.
Thanks, Richard. And indeed, standards are very important here. And maybe I'll jump very quickly to Halla and Dubai Municipality. How do you really regulate that with the use of standards with your workflows? Again, I'm coming back to the workflows question. The kind of workflows that you do, maybe a specific workflow that you see very relevant to the work that you do. Adopting AI to kind of increase productivity again and save time.
So the biggest challenge in GIS is managing the large volume and complexity of the spatial data. So the GeoAI is improving the analysis, but ensuring the data accuracy and real-time integration remain tough. So the biggest approach is creating AI model that can handle the complexity and make decisions that are clear and relevant for users. So it helps us to create a new automating model. For example, we use the AI and GeoAI for detecting the violation, building violation, and for updating our base map. Also, as everyone know that we have the digital twin. So we use the AI to automate the process and feed our digital twin platform.
Amazing. So again, coming to the topic of digital twins, it's very interesting you brought it up because again, Dubai Municipality obviously builds its big digital twin that encompasses everything 2D and 3D data with all different layers that go into it, but also feeding that or connecting that to all kind of types of streams, live data and other types of data, but also reality captured data, like you're saying, Halla, the detecting detecting photos from the street and extracting things like you're saying, building violations, other things that are very of relevance and kind of are within the jurisdiction or workflows of Dubai Municipality. All right, so I'm gonna move it quickly on the challenges, because I think Spandan, you've mentioned a lot about the work you're doing on the policing side of things and the transportation aspect. What is really the challenges when you work? I mean, here the challenges could be technical, as in the technology is not really up there to kind of get things done. I think in the realm of what you're talking about or what you mentioned, there's a lot of the technical abilities there. The technology is already up there. Processing power is already up there as well. So both of them are kind of the corner blocks for this technology for advancing quickly. Also, this could be technical, could be also ethical. So in the sense of, you were mentioning a lot about the work to do with police and public safety, and understand there's lots of restrictions in terms of intrusion into people's privacy, into things of that sort, without going into details, obviously. But the idea here is, what are the challenges when you kind of trying to really work with entities, not specifically Dubai Police, but in general, those type of entities that kind of trying to help the public, ensure public safety, but also draw the thin line where they want to implement technology in a way such as it kind of still keeps all these kind of restrictions into mind. So your thoughts, Spandan, on that?
As one of our friends mentioned, speed is the key. The speed that or the pace that technology is growing, our regulations are not. But we are living in a world where Dubai and UAE has been the forerunner in this kind of initiative. So they have got regulations, UAE Charter for Development and Use of Artificial Intelligence. And we have seen recently that for the ethical use of AI, US government and European Union, they have also started regulations. But the major challenge that we saw during our development, during our journey, was access to reliable information. So sometimes the data accuracy is, because everything depends on the accuracy of the data, right? And data accessibility and availability. And we have seen that government departments, they are very sensitive about sharing the data. So sharing the data means having it on the cloud. It is not possible. It has to be on premise, and sometimes data accessibility becomes a problem. Then the operational roadblock that we have seen is that embracing changes is always a challenge. So people moving from their regular traditional or the conventional way to using AI, that is the mindset. And, so that has also been a challenge.
Yeah, so it's more like you're saying, yes, those restrictions, but also the processes, which is the main point here, the processes that those kind of government entities kind of work with, and the making the working procedures basically that need to change in order to adopt those new workflows that you introduce using AI.
Absolutely.
Very, very valid point. And maybe, Kiran, while we missed you, the question was on the challenges again that you encounter while adopting AI. I think you have you work with a similar type of environment as Spandan. So can you elaborate on the main challenges? I would say, is it again speed? Is it technical ability? Is it the ethical restrictions? Is it operational restrictions, or what in your experience?
Fine, Adel. So, in terms of the challenges, when you say, we know like AI is completely transforming the geospatial intelligence now. And the challenges are ranging from the technical information to ethical concerns and operational hurdles. All three aspects we have. The key challenges, as Spandan mentioned, one is the data challenge, that's 100%. Everyone knows that. One is the data challenges.
Shall I maybe move it again to you, Richard, because you mentioned, I mean, you touched on the topic a little bit when it had a little barrier on the I was saying, like, standardization side of things. Is OGC doing anything to help government organizations accelerate that, or bring more let's say, less restrictions, but saying, well, if you adopt standard XXX, would that help you ensure that you have that out of the way? That's probably the way I would say, like, as a government organization, and maybe Halla can help afterwards with this point. As a government organization, just like data security, just like other things, if you adopt standard numbers, so and so and so, does that ensure that I can just adopt these kind of type of techniques and work with them, and with that kind of help or not? Is that something that you're looking to create in OGC?
Yeah, that's thank you, Adel. That's a good question. Actually, that's not something we will create. That's already an ongoing work. So as I said, the way we work as OGC, our members, we have more than 450 members, and as I said, the members comes from government, from private, from non-profit, and from academia. Decide to discuss a certain topic. Okay, so they start something called a domain work group. And this domain work group is that they say that there's a problem in data sharing or collaboration, or there's a problem in getting accurate data, and governments sharing data between each other. So they start a certain topic. Once this topic is well established, they present that to the committee of OGC, to us, to the Open Geospatial Committee, and to our board members. And it gets voted by the board member and by our technical committee. And once this been voted and there's a consensus on that, this domain working group moves to a standard working group. The standard working group job is to have all these government entities, the private sector, to work together on building a standard that comply with all the regulation, whether it's regulation like Spandan mentioned, regulation by the EU, regulation to comply with the US. So we build a standard on how data can be shared, on how data models what data models need to be utilized. Also focusing on creating standards for metadata, because I think that's an important point when you talk about AI, is the accuracy of your metadata, to trust your data, and to trust that this data that you're using is accurate, is relying a lot on the metadata. So we have built standards for also complying with our standards for metadata creation and whatnot. So all of that, all the standards will have a consensus. And once the committee and the working group come up with that standard and complete the work on that certain data format or standard or API to have a secure way of sharing data, then this standard goes again for voting. And once we have 100% consensus that this ticks the box against everything, this standard then will be released and will be available for everyone, for technology company or private sector commercial company like ESRI, like Google, like Oracle, to use those standards to build their technology, relying on those standards, and for government entity or open source community or developers to also take those standards and build their solution. And once you are OGC compliance, that means you are using a standard that has been agreed on between a big group of members coming from different backgrounds and different sectors and industries.
Yeah, it's good to note that with those working groups, you get government organizations, you get private sector as well, and company and organizations to kind of blend things. You also get technology providers. You get everyone on the table to kind of discuss this. And this maybe takes me to Halla with the municipalities' work. How helpful would standards be in the geospatial side of things for you? Would it kind of reduce those challenges? Kind of will help you implement things faster, easier? And also the work that again Spandan and Kiran were mentioning on collaborating with government organizations. With Halla, would that make their lives easier and your life easier to kind of check boxes for them, or what exactly would be, you think, the fix to kind of accelerate how those companies that work in the AI side of things, like yourselves, kind of accelerate and make things easier and faster to work with the municipality?
As Spandan mentioned before, the biggest challenges include the data quality and the availability of the data. Also, we have to follow the data policy, DM data policy. So when we follow the policy and the standard, and it will help us to speed the work. So this can be addressed by improving the data governance, establishing the ethical AI frameworks.
Perfect. So again, touching on again the point again, Kiran's point on data quality standards governance, which are the kind of the main founding blocks, I would say, for this. And thanks for elaborating on that. Okay, so maybe moving sideways quickly to what basically what are the things that need to, what are the new applications, I would say, or areas, what are the challenges for that let's say companies such as yourselves kind of employing new recruits, people who studied computer science, have studied technology and so on. Those kind of people are looking. There's so many people who are interested in AI, either in the extreme of data science or extreme of extreme of computing in general and working with information technology. Those kind of people, where do you think you need to bring in those kind of top talents or skill sets and place them to kind of solve things that you feel are still unresolved? There's still a big market and opportunity where not lots of people still have leveraged that. And maybe here is an area to talk a little bit about Gen AI and or Open AI in general as a platform that kind of helps so many companies around the world kind of nowadays are kind of spinning up out of everywhere to start embracing this technology, doing different things with it. But in the geospatial domain, how does that help generative AI kind of do cutting edge stuff geospatially, and kind of again help with the workflows, but do different things. I think Spandan, I've seen that kind of work with the tourism sectors and other sectors as well. How does that affect your work really, or where are the areas? Sorry, where are the areas where you feel that if you bring in two recruits today that are fresh graduates, very well informed on generative AI, where would you put them, and what kind of projects would you try to go in the job market? Where would you try to go and hunt for opportunities and areas where you can again have progressive work and new added value?
You're right. AI talent has been a challenge, and I see that there is a gap between what universities are teaching students and what industries do. So there is a skill gap which we encounter or we see today. What these people need to learn is how to use AI ethically, and we also need some more data, open data from the government departments, so that they can research, they can play around with such kind of data, and they can do something constructive. Like the nuclear technology, it can be used very positively, it can be used extremely negatively, right? So AI is such a thing. So we have to use it in a way that improves public safety, that improves lives, that improves our processes, that improves the quality of our services, all the government and private sector. So this is a gap that I feel needs to be filled right now. People have to be taught how to use AI in a ethical way, and how to use it for the improvement of the processes and improvement of the. So it becomes a social responsibility. Anybody that is using AI and building solutions on top of it, it has to be used constructively.
Lovely. I mean, it's a very, very valid point. Open data is my takeaway. Open data that enables research, enables government. I mean, I have a bit of an academic background, and I feel like this is the area where different places in the world have different maturity on providing open data. Governments providing open data to users. There's in Dubai. There's Dubai Pulse, for example, which is an open data initiative that kind of helps academia and others kind of tap into that data, do stuff with it. I think there could be more opportunity to kind of add more things to it, like you're saying, more variety in order to expand on that and do more work. Again, I'll just move it here to Kiran.
So fine. One of the important, as mentioned, lack of skilled resources. Okay. So one is we have to focus. For one, we have to ensure that there is a no code and low code GUI platform to be available. Okay, so anyone can access, because if you see, we may get a lot of computer science students and skilled resources, but when talk about AI side also still lot of colleges and universities have started. But when we talk about Gen AI, GeoAI, there is no academic curriculum available. So we should start and ensure that to develop no code, low code GeoAI platform to make AI accessible for non-experts, so anyone can access, including government officials or stakeholders or anyone. And second, we should invest in GeoAI education. So one is not only the AI education, we should also invest in GeoAI education by integrating AI and GIS curriculum and offering domain-specific AI training for geospatial professionals. Like there's a lot of college students, we know that masters in geoinformatics and bachelors in geoinformatics courses are there. So we should integrate the AI curriculum also inside that. And we should also promote the collaboration between AI researchers and GIS experts to help means develop interdisciplinary solutions like the solution could be work on the multidisciplinary side. Like one of the example I could communicate, there's a land record department of the government we are working on. And what we tried, usually the surveyor took 6 to 7 days, okay, to create one land parcel map certificate automation way. So the entire task is to develop 6 days for one person can take the time, and if we are working around 1,000 experts also, so hardly in a 6 days we get the 1,000 maps. So what we tried, we integrated the complete Geo AI, where the entire task and intermediate task to make the automation, and the task
Right.
reduced to 10 minutes. Task reduced to 10 minutes. So today, the 200 plus 50 surveyors in every 6 minutes, 6 to 7 minutes, they're producing around 300 to 500 type of the land parcel maps. Another side, the challenge, how without skilled resource, how the farmers can also start utilizing the AI and GeoAI. So, as I mentioned, the voice enabled the mapping platform which we introduced. So today, farmer is talking to the system. Okay, hi Garuda, I am standing on my farmland. So can you tell me what type of the crop growth and crop classification, and also to help me to predict the yield? So it pick the data of the particular ground immediate and create the particular land parcel map, means the land parcel boundary extracted, seeing the data what type of crop is the cropping cultivation is going on using the satellite image. Then after that it also giving the crop growth and yield prediction. So farmer is much practitioner today, they are
Yeah.
much happy that okay, without knowing the GIS knowledge anything, simple to talk to the system and they're getting the insights. So this we have to bridge this gap only the way to adopting the new and trending technology, and parallelly we also start training the existing geospatial resources to adopt the AI technology.
Hmm.
There's a lot
Right.
of no code, low code platforms are available. Using that, we could able to do that.
Again, making it like the point taken, making it more accessible, generative AI in general, and integrating that into curriculum. And you've alluded here to a couple of examples on crop yield prediction and amongst other examples as well, surveyings and kind of reducing survey time as well. Very important bit where you've got many people, a lot of overheads. So reduce costs, kind of find the right things to survey. Also focus a lot on the again the kind of the things where you need to require big numbers of people to do things. Reduce that, or you need a lot of machines to do things. Reduce that into an easier way, or a more effective way to run those operations using AI. I'll bring that to Halla maybe, and Halla in the municipality as a senior GeoAI team lead. You recruit new people, and a person coming out of university or has a few years experience working on AI or geospatial technologies and a hybrid kind of sudden between both. What skill sets do you really require, or you feel you're missing at the moment, and you feel maybe that will help a lot by developing more things within your team, more capacities, but also will help you accelerate the municipality's work further?
Every day there is a new trends, a new technology, so we have to follow these trends. So we face some lack in the resources. So we provide all the members or my colleagues a training to follow these trends and to match these technologies. Also, we have a GeoHub, which we bring students in the university, which let them to work with us and train them to use their skills in our work and enhance their skills also.
Okay. So and Halla, any specific let's say skills that you feel you would like to add to your current team?
A programmer, and the programming is very important, as you know, the Pythons.
Yeah, Python specifically as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So more in the high level programming languages, and yeah, because this is data science again. Coming back to the whole loop of data science, there's a lot of high level programming now required, specifically in this part. Developing technology maybe, or the kind of the low level programming probably would be more interesting, more important for software companies, I would say, because I work for one. But on the other end, for applications, for things that Kiran, Spandan, you're doing with the organizations, or Halla, the things that you're implementing on the municipality and Dubai's level, that probably is more on the high end of the programming. So I think we're coming here to an end, and I think Emery has showed up, which means time is up.
Actually, it was really nice to watching you, and I can continue to 1 more hours, but we have to jump to another session. But before we close, we have a question, and if I get your quick answers, so I will giving the question to the screen. Yeah, the question is, how do we make sure it's actually improving accuracy instead of just automating errors? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can take the answer for that. So actually, as I said and alluded in one of the answers before, is that it's very important. There is the public-facing AI, the generative AI that we're all using. We cannot control what this AI is learning, and we cannot. It's a public-facing. The same Gen AI is now being implemented by governments on their authoritative data. So governments put a lot of effort and time to governing their data and making sure they have high accuracy, high quality data, making sure they have high accuracy and high quality metadata, and building a generative AI using this authoritative source of data should be your main source of of information. On top of that, the democratization of such systems, making it, what I mean by democratization by geospatial data and such system, is that the government have such an interface with the public facing for non-GIS, non-AI expert to be able, like ChatGPT today, but government have data behind their data behind that, and trained with their authoritative data, have it publicly available for non-experts to get access to that. I think this is the only way to reduce and automate those errors and have AI accurate.
Okay.
I would also say, Emery, just from the discussion that we just had, it's pretty much Richard summarized as well, but it's things from what Spandan, Richard, Kiran, and Halla were mentioning. and that's just summarized in the notes, is again, the education side of things, on making sure that people have the right material for things, new emerging technologies, like Halla was saying, things come up every day. So that's part of the curriculum that needs to be integrated. Open data initiatives, again, you mentioned that, Richard, Kiran as well, on open data and availing data for people to test with, and new startups to companies to work with this data, develop models, reintroduce it back to government, help government accelerate the processes. Another thing as well is governance. Again, I think we all spoke about that, and it's good to have OGC as well on the call. So standards as well, making sure that, again, trash in, trash out when it comes to AI. So again, making sure the data is good, metadata is full. Is full to the extreme, to the right standards that organizations like the Dubai Municipality work in. I'm ensuring this data is filled correctly by RTA, by Dubai Police, by other organizations. And last but not least, again, making things easier. And like you're saying, like Kiran was mentioning as well, on low code and no code platforms to be used.
Thanks for timing again to all, and great moderation to Adel. Thank you again.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you to everyone.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks,
Yeah.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.